Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, your host of the main stage here at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim, and I am sitting next to the man, the Sith, the legend, Mr. Ray Park. Ray, thank you for joining us.
Oh, anytime.
You know, we just had a fantastic time out on that stage, and you were saying it wasn't really what you were expecting. I mean, this is a huge arena. There's, you know, close to 4,000, 5,000 people out there. How did that feel?
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been at a celebration, and it's really nice to feel the warmth from the fans. And
Yeah.
It's great to just be at something that's just all about Star Wars.
It's amazing that it progressively gets bigger and better every time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I mean, from a kid that was 7 years old, the first movie I saw on a big screen was Star Wars.
Really?
Now I'm 40, almost 41, and it's still Star Wars.
It's still Star Wars, but you've been a part of Star Wars now.
Pretty
That's
awesome.
always pretty awesome.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, though, Darth Maul is such a fan favorite. What does that mean to you? Because, I mean, he's the bad guy. He's not supposed to be the fan favorite, but everywhere you go, people love Darth Maul. How does that feel for you?
At first, I was concerned because before I landed the part as Darth Maul, I was teaching gymnastics and wushu,
Right.
and I always rooted for the good guy.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying on stage that I always pretended to be the cop, or
Yeah.
the good guy, or the hero, Batman.
Right.
So I was worried about how kids would feel about me, you know, and but kids love Darth Maul, and it's
too.
great. So
We had a little kid, tiny little Sith, come up with his double lightsaber, and he lent it to you
Yeah.
for a little demonstration, and then you signed it for him. That was really awesome. The crowd went insane. They love this character.
Yeah.
One of the things about Darth Maul is this snarl that he gives. He's got this kind of, I mean, well, I can't really. I'm not even going to tell. I do impressions.
It's a cheeky snarl.
But it is
you
a
know?
cheeky, yeah, you cheeky. Yes. How did that come about? Was that you, or was that George? Was it a combination? Was Nick involved with that?
Yeah, more George, Nick. Originally, I felt like Darth Maul shouldn't, you know, like from watching the old Masters and Kung Fu movies, they never showed emotion or fear or hurt.
Right.
So I tried to sort of, I think that was in me to sort of show that as Darth Maul. So when we went back to do some retakes or some reshoots, George wanted me to show more aggression and show the makeup come to life.
Yeah, was that a trip for you when you finally got to look at like what we call dailies, or those pictures, and seeing yourself in this makeup, seeing this bad guy now, this young kid that wanted to be the hero, now you see this bad guy, but you go, I can work with this. How was that?
It was a trip because before I had the contact lenses in, I used to think I looked like this big panda, you know, because my eyes look bluer.
Right.
If that's correct.
Yeah,
to say blue,
no,
really
absolutely.
blue.
It brought the blues out
Yeah.
more and became more of this thing. But
Yeah.
then you put those yellow-red contacts in. How was that too? Was that difficult to work in? I mean, all of a sudden you go from martial arts, where you're wearing the lightest, most simple clothes, to do what you do, and now, like you were saying, combat boots, gloves, contact lenses. How is that?
It was a challenge, but I didn't complain. You know, like it was a good challenge. I think my martial art training came into practice with, you know, sitting in horse stance for hours, and someone mentioned that out on stage. It all came into play, and of course I'm playing Darth Maul, and it's the biggest part of my life, and I couldn't see much, but it added to the character, like being, and thankfully I became Snake Eyes, so it sort of became it was like my ninja moment, my ninja in training moment for
in
Darth
training,
Maul.
because Snake Eyes, pretty awesome stuff. That was also probably a childhood dream for you, to play that
big
character.
time, yeah.
It's really fantastic. But Darth Maul, so beloved, and I've got to ask you, you know, he came back in the Clone Wars, which is, of course, the Clone Wars, you know, something that I am fond of.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you. But how is that? Was that kind of exciting for you, because you thought there's a bit of a resurgence of Darth Maul, although he never really went away? Yeah,
well, the fans always talked about it, and I always joked about the quest for legs.
Yeah.
You know, Darth Maul's half-bodied on a speeder.
That's a spin-off.
The spin-off,
Darth Maul, the quest for legs. Yeah.
And he's using his double-bladed as a sort of canoe stick, you know? And he's after Obi-Wan. And we joked about this on set when we were filming. And but when I was at my last celebration, they brought out Darth Maul's brother, and I was on stage.
Sabaggio Press.
Yes, and I was a little jealous.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh great, they're doing this to me, you know? What about Darth Maul? And I didn't know that Darth Maul was going to come back in the Clone Wars.
Oh, okay, so a surprise for you as well.
Yeah, it was great.
But you mentioned something out there that I thought was really pretty cool about, you know, somebody said, oh, how about a spin-off? when they're doing all these spin-off
Yeah.
movies, and you had kind of a vision for Darth Maul in that already. What was that?
Yeah, well, I'd seen a photograph, like, and I think it's in some of the novels as well, where Darth Maul has the robotic spider legs, and they may have even introduced that into the Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, yeah.
And his horns are bigger, and his body's completely tattooed. And I know George talked about that when we were on set.
Did he really?
So I would love to do that, just for a discipline point of view.
Yeah.
And to play that character again would be great. You know?
Yeah,
to show an
absolutely.
extension of Darth Maul.
Absolutely. Well,
More
we
so.
love when you're Darth Maul, and you get asked a lot of times, like Snake Eyes versus Darth Maul, who would win? But StarWars.com's got a better one for you, I think. Who's going to win in a fight, Darth Maul or Toad?
That's a good one. I've not been asked that before.
Yeah. So, well, leave it to StarWars.com.
That's a good one.
To ask the best one. Now, what do you think?
I don't know, because I'm going to be fighting myself.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
But Toad, he's kind of crafty.
Yeah,
He jump around. He's got a little more of that, but
Yeah.
he doesn't want to use the tongue for the lightsaber to try and because you miss and then.
Yeah, well, Storm eliminated his tongue.
Yeah.
So if we're talking before Storm
Oh, yeah,
electrocuted
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
before, yes,
Yeah,
when he's in
so
his
he
full
has the whole
glory.
tongue. So yeah, I think it'd be a pretty. Like, I've been asked that with Snake Eyes as well, and it'd be a pretty tough one. But I got to say, Darth Maul. You know?
Darth Maul, yeah. Ooh, can you give us a little snarl in the camera? Ooh,
Darth Maul.
I'm scared.
Feed me. Where's my food?
We better get him some food. Thank you for joining us, Ray Park. Fantastic to
Oh,
have you here at
thanks,
Star Wars
James.
Celebration.
You're
And
awesome.
may the Force be with you. See, I can say that. You can't.
I can feel the power of the dark side.
Oh, no. May the Force be with you.
Feel the power.
Force.
Sith.
Force.
Sith.
Oh. It has been a huge, huge event here, and I am sitting with huge names in Star Wars right now. Simon Kinberg, how are you, sir?
I'm very good. That
This
was
is-
pretty
This is
amazing.
an exciting